Today we are going to discuss about the various types of rocks and rocks classification. So we have seen that when the earth was formed around 4.8 billion years ago, after some time the earth got solidified, and after solidification of the earth's surface, what we can say, formed, which is called as a lithosphere. So the meaning of the lith means rock, and that is what is mentioned. Lithosphere means the upper hard crust of the earth is called as lithosphere. So three types of rocks are available on the surface of the earth. So what are those three types of rocks? And these rocks have been classified on the basis of their formation and also on the basis of the chemical characteristics, physical characteristics, and they are also classified on the basis of the some of the features of those or you can say the rocks, and that's what we are going to discuss today. Fine. So I'm sharing a screen with you. Can you all see the screen? I'm sharing a screen of the Wikipedia where you can see that rock and stone. What is rock and how the rocks are classified? Can you all see the screen? Is it visible to all of you? Can you all see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Check. So a rock is any naturally occurring solid mass or aggregate of minerals or mineraloid matter. It is categorized by the minerals included, its chemical composition, and the way it is formed. So rocks means what? Any hard surface of the earth, that is any solid mass of the earth, which composed of various types of minerals and mineraloids. So it is characterized by the minerals included and its chemical composition and the way which it is formed. So rocks are usually grouped into three main groups. One is called as igneous rocks, another is called as metamorphic rock, and third is called as sedimentary rock. So igneous rocks means what? The rocks which have been formed due to what you can say due to the internal forces or some of the lava which is erupted from the endogenous what you can say endogenetic moment, and also when the earth was solidified, the earth was in the fire. So whatever the matter which was there at the time, it was in the liquid format, it got solidified. So igneous rocks are hard in nature. Igneous rocks are formed during the formation of the earth, or sometimes the igneous rocks are formed when there is eruption of magma. When there is eruption of magma and when it gets solidified, it is converted into what you can say the hard rock. So that is what is mentioned here. So igneous rocks, then metamorphic rock. Metamorphic means metamorphosis. Metamorphosis means change in the rock. So the rocks may undergo change due to some what you can say the agents. It may be due to the metamorphosis may be of the igneous rocks, or it may be of the sedimentary rocks. We will go and see it out how the sedimentary rocks can be also changed, converted into metamorphic rocks, and igneous rocks can also be converted into metamorphic rocks. So metamorphosis means what? Change in the chemical characteristics, physical characteristics of the rocks. These are called as metamorphosis. So igneous rocks are originally formed rocks, while metamorphic rocks are changed rocks, the physical changing and chemical changing. And last types of rocks are called as sedimentary rocks. Sedimentary rocks means what? The sedimentary types of rocks, that is what is mentioned here, that the sedimentary types of rocks are types of rock that are formed by accumulation and deposition of the small particles and subsequent cementation of the material, mineral or organic particles on the floor of the oceans or other bodies of the water at the earth's surface. So sedimentation is a collective name for the process of that cause the particles. Like, so we know that we have seen in the weathering and erosion and deposition process that after the weathering, some material is eroded away. So if some material may be eroded by the winds, some material may be eroded by the what you can say, it may be eroded by the what you can see, it may be eroded by the water, it may be eroded by the glaciers. So the material, when it get deposited, it get deposited in layers, various layers, and when these various layers what you can say cemented, it leads to formation of what you can say the sedimentary rock. So sedimentary rocks are formed by the sedimentary process, deposition of the sedimentary process, while metamorphic rocks may be metamorphosis of sedimentary rocks, or it may be metamorphosis of what you can say the igneous rocks. So here it is what is mentioned that igneous rocks is one of the what you can say one of the three main rock types. The others being sedimentary and metamorphic. Igneous rocks is formed through the cooling and solidification of magma or lava. So we have seen that whenever there is eruption of the magma, whenever there is eruption of lava during the volcanism, so that lava gets solidified and it is converted into a rock. So these rocks are called as igneous rocks. Got it? So Igneous rocks are formed with magma when magma cools in the surface or the crust, and lava cools on the ground surface or the seabed. The metamorphic rocks are formed when existing rocks are subjected to large pressure and temperature that they are transferred, something that occurs, for example, when a continental plates collide. The sedimentary rocks are formed by diagnesis and lithification or sediments, which in turn are formed by weathering, transport, and deposition. That is weathering, erosion, and deposition that we have seen of the existing rock. So here you can see that the new rocks are basically the igneous rocks are the new rocks, while the metamorphic rocks are changed from either sedimentary to igneous, and sedimentation may be of the igneous rocks or metamorphic rocks. So sedimentation process ये या तो igneous rocks का भी हो सकता है, weathering और erosion और deposition, या तो metamorphic rock का भी weathering, erosion और deposition हो सकता है. So original rocks or the new rocks are formed by the are called as igneous rocks. Got it? Sania, can you please mute yourself? 1 second, let me mute all. Fine. Shall
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Thank you, Sanya. So going to that, so the scientific study of the rocks of petrola, that is what is mentioned. So today we will go about what you can say the igneous rocks again. So classification that we have discussed is igneous rocks. So igneous rocks, meaning the meaning of the igneous, that is when the Latin term that is called as igneous means fire, is formed through the cooling and solidification of magma or lava. The magma may be derived from partial melts of pre-existing rocks in either or planet's mantle or crust. Typically, the melting of rock is caused by one or more three processes: an increase in temperature, decrease in pressure, or change in composition. That is not required. So the characteristics of the igneous rock is that igneous rocks are hard rocks. Like they are hard rock, they are crystalline rock. Here you can see, here this is the best example of the igneous rocks, where you can see that igneous rocks are hard. They are what you can say the crystalline. Crystalline means whenever you break these rocks, that is the igneous rocks, they are converted into crystals, small crystals. And that is the reason that igneous rocks do not have any fossil fuels, or they do not have any animals or plant fossils, because these are formed in a sudden process. And that is the reason we do not find any fossils, any plant fossils or animal fossils in the igneous rocks. That you need to remember here, right? So about 65% of the earth crust by volume consists of igneous rocks, making it the most plentiful category, and 66% are basalt and gabbro. So the basalt is an example of the igneous rock. The examples of the igneous rock is basalt rock. Basalt rock माहिती आहे, बेसॉल्ट रॉक जो घर बांधण्यासाठी वापरला जाणारा जो काही दगड आहे, काळा दगड, that is called as basalt rock. So basalt is a best example of the igneous rocks. So we can see most of the Maharashtra, most of the what you can see the peninsular plateau of India is made up of the basaltic rock, and that is why the color is black. So the igneous rocks normally have a black color. 60% are of granite. The granite is also an example of the igneous rock. Granite, all of you have seen granite. Granite is used for what you can say for kitchen, what you can say ware, like granite is also ware. Then grandolorite and also the diorite. These are the examples of the igneous rocks. Then syenite and ultramafic. These are the examples of the igneous rocks. So the ocean crust, that is the bottom of the ocean, is made up of 99% of the ocean crust is made up of basalt, which is an igneous rock of mafic composition. Granite and similar rocks known as granitoids dominate and continental crust. So continental crust is dominated by the what you can say the granite, while the oceanic crust is dominated by the basalt. So maximum ocean base is made up of the basalt, and earth surface, that is all the continental crust, is made up of the granite. So any doubts about the igneous rocks? Hello, am I audible to all of you? Any doubts? So what you need
Yes,
to
sir.
remember,
No, sir.
Yes.
what you need to remember about the igneous rock is that igneous rock is made by lava and magma after the cooling of the lava and magma. These are the hard rocks, these are the crystalline rocks, and these rocks do not possess any fossil or animal fuels, sorry, animal fossils. And examples of the igneous rocks are basalt, granite, and this gabbro. Fine. Then going to the sedimentary
So
rocks.
granite is an alloy, na?
Sorry.
Granite is an alloy, na?
No, granite is a type of rock. It's not an alloy. Alloy means when two different metals are fused together to create a new metal. That is what is called as alloy. Here we are talking about the rock. Rock means the hard part of the earth. Fine. Check it.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so going to the next, that is sedimentary rock. So sedimentary rocks are formed at the earth's surface by accumulation and cementation fragments of earlier rocks. So whenever an igneous rock is created, that igneous rock goes through the process of weathering that we have seen already, that due to the impact of the what you can say, of the various elements of weather like temperature, pressure, and what you can say temperature difference, pressure difference, the hard rock is what you can say broken into small granules, some small sediments, and these small sediments are driven away. These sediments are what you can say the eroded, and this eroded material goes and what you can say deposit somewhere, and this deposition is in various layers. So the sedimentary rocks are in what you can say the layers, and sedimentary formation of the sedimentary rocks takes a lot of time, while the igneous rocks formed suddenly, while the sedimentary rocks formation takes place time, and during that intermediary time, some of the fossils, some of the plants, or some of the animals may get die, and it may get buried in between the layer. And that is why majority of the fossil fuels and animal fuels, that is the petroleum as well as the coal, are found in this sedimentary rock. So sedimentation is a process of what you can say the fragmentation of the earlier rocks, minerals, and organisms, or as a chemical participants in organic growths in water and sedimentation. This process causes classic sediments. Here you can see, here this is an example of the sediment rock where you can see the various layers are formed here, and these various layers what you can, they are due to the pressure, they are what you can say cemented together, and there is a creation of the new rocks. So the particulate matter then undergoes compaction and cementation at moderate temperature and pressure. So before being deposited, sediments are formed by weathering of the earlier rocks by erosion in source area, and then transported to the place of deposition, either by water or wind or ice or mass movement or glaciers. About 7.9% of the crust by volume is composed of sedimentary rock. So the total crust of the earth is made, out of that only 7.9% is made up of the sedimentary rocks, with 82% of those being shales. So shales is an example of the sedimentary rock. So you must have seen that shale gas. Have you ever heard the name shale gas? Now shale gas are found in the sedimentary rocks. Now how these gas are formed? These gas are formed when what you can say when these gas are formed when there is what you can say the plants or animals got buried in an anaerobic condition. Due to the anaerobic condition, there is internal what you can say the combustion, or that is to say due to the absence of oxygen, they get converted into what you can say the gases, so that can be used as a fuel. So shales, then limestone, these are also the best example of the sedimentary rock. Then sandstones are also the examples of the sedimentary rocks. Sedimentary rocks are often contains fossils. So this is very important. This is the one very important feature of the sedimentary rock. These sedimentary rocks contains fossils. It may be an animal fossil or it may be a plant fossil. So the animal fossils get converted into petroleum, or what you can say the crude oil, while the plants fossils get converted into coal. Sedimentary rocks form under the influence of gravity and typically are deposited in near horizontal layer of strata, and may be referred as stratified rocks. So you need to remember that sedimentary rocks are also called as stratified rocks. Stratified rocks means various what you can say the stratas of the sedimentations are formed. That is why they are called as stratified rocks. Any doubts about sedimentary rocks?
So,
Yes, Ritika.
how are the shale gas extracted from the rocks?
Actually, shale gas are stored in between two layers. Here you can see. Can you see that there is one layer, and in this layer, suppose if there is what you can see a plant or animal is buried here in an anaerobic condition, it is converted into gas. So there are various technologies. You are talking about the technologies how the shale gas is extracted, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, question has been asked in the UPSC exam. that what is the technology used for what you can say extraction of the shale gas, right? So there are various methods used for the extraction of the shale gas. So I'll discuss with you that how it is extracted while I will discussing the science and technology.
Okay, okay, sir.
Fine, but you need to remember here that shale gas are located or what you can say found in the sedimentary rocks. Fine.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now going to the next, that is a metamorphic rocks. So metamorphic rocks are formed by subjecting to any type. It may be change in the sedimentary rocks or it may be change in the igneous rocks. So it may be any type of rock, sedimentary or igneous rocks or another older metamorphic rock to different temperatures. Suppose if these igneous rocks or this sedimentary rocks undergoes change due to the temperature or due to the pressure, then these are called as metamorphic rocks. So due to this temperature or pressure condition, there is a change in the physical and chemical properties of the original rock. So that temperature or pressure conditions those in the original rock was formed. This process is called as metamorphism, meaning the change in the form. Metamorphism means change in the form. The result is a profound change in physical properties and chemistry of the stone. The original rock, known as protolith, transforms into other mineral types or other forms of same mineral, that is called as recrystallization. So the temperature and pressure required for this process are always higher than those found on the Earth's surface. Temperature greater than 150 degree to 200 degrees Celsius, pressure and 1500 bars are required. Metamorphic rocks compose 27.4% of the crust. So you can see out of the all types of rocks, maximum area is covered by the igneous rocks. Then second is metamorphic rock, and only around 6 to 7% area is what you can say covered by the sedimentary rocks on the Earth's surface. So that is what is mentioned here. The metamorphic rocks compose of 27.4% of the crust by the volume. The three major classes of metamorphic rocks are based upon the formation of mechanism. So again, the metamorphic rocks is again categorized into subcategories of three types. An intrusion of magma that heats surrounding rock causes contact metamorphism. So you know that whenever the lava is moving upwards, upwards, that is volcanism. So at that time, that hot magma makes the changes on the surrounding rock, and that is what that leads to change in the characteristics of the surrounding rock. That is what is called as contact metamorphism, a temperature dominated transformation. Pressure metamorphism occurs when sediments are buried deep under the ground and pressure is dominant, and temperature plays a similar role. So both pressure and temperature is there, but maximum role is of the pressure. So such type of metamorphism is called as pressure metamorphism, and this termed as burial metamorphism. It can result in rocks such as jade. Jade is an example of the metamorphic rock where both heat and pressure play a role. The mechanism is termed as regional metamorphism. So this typically found in mountain building process. So while mountain building process, we do find such type of what you can say the metamorphism. So depending upon the structure, metamorphic rocks are divided into two general categories. Those that possess a texture referred to as a foliated, and the remainders are termed as non-foliated. The name of the rock is then determined based on the types of minerals present. Schists are foliated rocks that are primarily composed of the lamellar minerals and such as micas. Mica is an example of the foliated mineral, that is change in the characteristics of the rock. Then our gneiss has a visible bands of differing lightness, with a common example being the granite and gneiss. You can see that the granite which is used while making the kitchen, like you can see there are some different colors which you can see in this. So here we can see the gneiss. This used for what you can say the making the what you can say the kitchen, what you can say the furniture. Other varieties of foliated rocks include slates. All of you know slates. Slates are used like that. We used to use slates while writing earlier. Slates, then phyllites and malonite. Familiar example of non-foliated metamorphic rocks include marble. Marble is also an example of the metamorphic rock, and soapstone. You must have seen okay, there are some soapstones where we keep the soap, and then serpentine. These branches contains quartzite. Quartzite is also an example of a metamorphosis, which is a metamorphosized form of sandstones and hornfels. So metamorphosis may be of the sedimentary rocks, or it may be of what you can say the igneous rock. For example, suppose if do you know white marble? So white marble is an example of the metamorphosis of the what you can say it is limestone. So when limestone is when a limestone undergoes high pressure and temperature, it is converted into a white marble. So white marble is an example of what you can say the metamorphic rocks. Fine. So these are the types of rocks which we find on the surface of the earth. I have taken it because some questions have been asked in the past, but I don't think that in UPSC prelims exam the question can be asked. But you need to know there are three types of what you can say the rocks on the surface of the earth. That is called as igneous rocks, metamorphic rocks, and that is the sedimentary rocks. So the fossils are found in sedimentary rocks, and the fossils are not found in the igneous rocks. That you need to remember. Fine. So this is all about the rocks and rocks classification in today's class. So it was actually a very small topic which I have discussed today. Probably tomorrow is Tuesday. So tomorrow onwards, I will be taking the next important topic of geography, that is called atmosphere. So whatever we have discussed till now from the geography, we have discussed about the surface of the earth. And as we have seen that geography is the study of the surface of the earth, various graphs of the earth. Graphs means mountain, valleys, then plateaus, then we know the continents and oceans that we have seen. So now we know that the earth also has an atmosphere, and that atmosphere also plays an important role in modifying the surface of the earth. So in geography, we not only study only about how the earth surface are formed, we also study how these earth surfaces are changing. And so atmosphere also plays an important role in changing the landforms of the surface of the earth. And it also plays a very important role on the human development, because we know that in geography, we have three branches of geography: human geography, physical geography, and the economic geography. So to study the human geography, we need to study